Bo Bassett, Bishop McCourt, 133-pound champion with a fall in the finals over Tahir Parkins. You don't get, outside of going to Super 32, you don't get a matchup like that too often here in the off season. A month out from the high school season, how good is it to see someone like that?
I mean, it's huge. Every year when I come to the Surge, I know there's going to be at least one or two guys that are ranked in the country, not just the state. Like that's, you're going to get that in PA, but ranked in the country, you're going to get those guys in your weight. And so to wrestle a guy like Tahir, I've known him my whole life. We've trained together. He's stayed in my house. Like, the dude's a good dude, and he works hard. And I knew that going in, so I had to be ready to go. But to wrestle a guy that's ranked in the country, it's going to get you ready for the season. And, again, props to him and props to this event.
I know your style is to go, go, go. Do you have to be, I don't want to say hesitant, but a little more cautious against a guy like that?
Absolutely. I mean, Tig is, I don't want to say defensive because he scores, but he doesn't really, he goes down on a knee a lot. He's really quick, a little bit different style than I am. And so I had to be ready for that. And, I'm going to sprint. No matter who I'm wrestling, the mindset is always to sprint. But a guy like Tig, I got to do it a little different, right? I think stay in better position and not come out of position as much as I can. So it's all about positioning against the best guys.
Feels like a pretty good off season for you. Do you like where you are at this point heading into the high school season?
Yeah, I like where I'm at. I wrestled in Super 32, a college open last weekend, wrestling guys from Ohio State and Clarion, and tons of tough guys there. And then I'm wrestling a guy that's ranked in the country here in Parkins, and I think it's just getting me ready to go. I'm battle tested. I like where I'm at, and my goal is just to keep evolving and getting better.
There has to be a certain level of confidence in you to go to the Clarion Open and say, I can wrestle with the college guys. Do you have to have some of that going into a tournament like that?
Absolutely. I'm walking in there. I looked up to Nick Bazakis my whole life, and I was going to have to wrestle. And it's that simple. Guys like that, I'm going to have to wrestle, and you're going to have to beat them. Spencer Lee always talked about that. He had to beat his guys that he looked up to, his mentors. And so I'm going to have to end up wrestling guys that I've always looked up to. And then it just comes down to who works harder and who's better at that day, right? And, it's cool to wrestle guys that I learn from, and I hope that I'm just going to keep getting better, keep developing. That's my biggest thing. I'm not really worried about winning and losing. I'm worried about growing as a wrestler, growing as a person, and closer to God. So that's my priorities.
To cruise through a tournament is great. To win is great. Do you learn more from an experience like the Clarion Open than you do cruising through a tournament?
Yeah, I think you learn a lot in both. But when you can wrestle in a college open as a sophomore, you learn so much. Not just the wrestling, right? The warm-up, what they're eating, how they're cutting weight, how they're treating in between matches, right? So all of that stuff really plays a big factor, and I'm just trying to inherit all the skills and things that I see are working. And I have college open next weekend, so I'm going to do it again, and I'll go battle, and if I come out on top, it's part of God's plan, and if not, I'll just work harder.
Did it teach you to change anything about your routine going into the next one?
Yeah. Well, I see how professional those guys are, right? This is what they do. And for me, there's a couple little things that I try to pick up, but I have a good idea. My older cousin goes to Penn State. I got a ton of teammates that are on world teams, so they know what they're doing. I've been on a world team. I have a lot of experience, so I think I know a lot about the stuff off the mat and just learning those little things that's going to make all the difference. But I learn everywhere I go. When I go to the Penn State room, I learn. When I go to other college rooms, I'm learning. And I have great mentors, great teammates, so yeah, I'm always taking little things.
And you got a high school room that'll keep you humble a little bit too,
Absolutely.
right?
You can go in there and not score a point. Yeah. And that's a normal day for sometimes, right? You're going to have bad days, and in that room, they're bad. And if you have a good day and you're beating this guy and this guy, you're losing to this guy, next time you want to beat them all, and probably one guy will make an adjustment, and he'll get you the next day. So it's always a chess match, and we battle. We battle hard and make each other better, so I'm grateful.
Bo Bassett, Bishop McCourt High School, 133-pound champ. Congratulations.
Thank you.